Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Obviously, we are in not full off-season mode because that's really going to start happening after Worlds at least kicks off. Maybe some teams start getting eliminated from Worlds, and especially once World ends, that'll be real crazy, rumor, speculation, really moves going down and all that stuff. But we're starting to get into that territory where a ton of rumors are popping up. We've covered a lot of different rumors on my channel, and I've had this big long list. We've just been knocking them down. I've been getting through a bunch of them. I still have a couple of different rumors and speculation and just potential rosters, even if they're not official rumors, just things that I think could happen or things that would be interesting to happen. I just want to start conversations, discussions about, theory crafting different rosters and stuff. None of it's that serious, nothing to get mad about. There's tons of comments like, oh my God, this guy pulls stuff out of his ass, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's just potential ideas. It's just hypotheticals. I just think it's interesting and fun to talk about, and a lot of other people do too. So don't take anything too serious. But today we're going to be talking a little bit about the potential moves Team Liquid could be making this offseason. It involves Cloud9 a little bit too as well. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. We're going to have a ton of banger videos coming your way in the next couple of months. Worlds, free agency, prepping for the 2022 season. It's going to be hot. So you want to, stay up to date on all the action. And obviously consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/IamGerm. With that being said, let's get right into this one. So Team Liquid has a very, very interesting offseason ahead for them. Obviously, a lot of it is going to depend on what happens at Worlds. But even though they came into the year with insanely high expectations, I myself was saying they have a chance to be the best North American team of all time. I thought they were very, very talented. It was a crazy year for them. The stuff with Jat happening, the stuff with Alfari happening, having to fire their coach midway through the summer split. Santorin's had health issues. There's been all of these different things. But for much of the year, they haven't even had their full lineup playing together. And they didn't win the championship in spring. They didn't win the championship in summer. And even though people are still kind of holding out hope, like, oh yeah, Team Liquid could maybe turn things on at Worlds, maybe, we'll see. I think rightfully so, you have to have kind of tempered expectations. NA has not done good at Worlds the last couple of years, and this Team Liquid team hasn't won the championship either year. They just got 3-0'd by 100 Thieves in the finals. They're not coming into Worlds on a high note, even though they have an insane amount of talent and an insane amount of potential. There is a world where things break their way and they do good. Maybe they make it out of groups, but again, I think that's just kind of NA hopium at this point. I don't really expect it. I think they'll probably do okay. They'll probably win some games. They'll probably look competitive, but they'll probably, do the NA special, go 3-3 in groups, lose a tiebreaker, and end up going home, and then head into this offseason looking to make some big changes. Obviously, one of the big things on the table is the Core JJ green card, which a lot of people do expect to come this offseason, which means Team Liquid is going to have an import slot open. Also, a big thing is that Santorin is going to be a free agent, and Team Liquid is going to have to make a decision because Santorin, when he has been healthy, has been one of the best junglers in North America the last 2 years, but are his health issues going to be an issue? He missed time in both the spring and summer split. Who knows how it's going to go at Worlds? He has missed some big games. He's really not been there to synergize with his team. He wasn't there in spring finals. Who knows how that's going to work at Worlds, but he's missed a lot of significant time. And can you take that big of a risk with your roster, or would you be better off going in a different direction? I think it is very, very possible that Team Liquid does decide to move on from Santorin, but are there a lot of good import jungle options? Could they get maybe a Korean or a Chinese jungler? Maybe, but I don't know exactly who that would be. As far as European junglers, we've heard, Selfmade has re-signed to Vitality. It seems more and more like G2 is probably going to be hanging on to Jankos, and if they do get rid of him, it seems like Cloud9 would actually be an option above Team Liquid. Maybe they get Razork, but, maybe not. Who knows what's going to happen with him? And then at that point, you're looking at other North American options, and there's just not a lot of great North American junglers until you get to the point that Cloud9, reportedly, again, they're going to depend on how Worlds goes, but they're the 3 seed from North America. They barely beat Team TSM to even qualify for Worlds. I have low expectations for them at Worlds. Cloud9 might be kicking Blaber. Cloud9 might be moving on from Blaber. And then I think TL Blaber becomes a very, very interesting proposition because, again, who else is their jungle options? I don't really know where they're going to go. Blaber could be one of the best options available if they do decide to hang on to if they do decide to move on from Santorin. Now you could absolutely hang on to Santorin. They obviously know more about his health issues and everything that's going on than we do, but there at least is some world where I think TL Blaber could make a ton of sense. Obviously, Blaber and Jensen have the history together. They play together. They have at least some existing synergy. And Blaber, at his best, has been a very, very good player, if not one of the best players in all of North America. You know, I do think it is time for a change for him to move on from Cloud9 and from Cloud9 to move on from him, just because of how the 2 last seasons have gone. Even though he has been an MVP in back-to-back spring splits, he's won 2 out of the last 4 MVPs in North America. I don't think he was good enough at MSI. I don't think he was good enough in summer 2020, and I don't think he was good enough in summer 2021 either. I think they just need a new look, a new face. They need to go somewhere different, and maybe Cloud9 could even look at picking up Santorin if they're not able to get a Yankos or a Razork or something like that. But a lot of the rumors are, you know, there actually are TL Blaber rumors around. I know Applehead has put some stuff in his Discord that TL could potentially be interested in him this next coming offseason, because there have also been a lot of rumors about Team Liquid potentially looking to import an AD carry. I know Def's name has been thrown around a lot, and that's another thing where it depends on how Hanwha Life does at Worlds, but they're not expected to do very well, and if they don't, TL picking up Deft, pairing up Deft and Core JJ could be a very, very interesting proposition, which again means they would need to look at North American junglers, and if not Santorin, Blaber is potentially going to be the best guy available. Now, there are some other Blaber rumors. You know, Blaber could potentially go to Evil Geniuses if they decide to sell off contracts and spend Scarin, but I think there is a world where we see Alphari, Blaber, Jensen, Deft, and Core JJ, obviously with Deft and Alphari being the 2 imports for Team Liquid, and I think that team would actually be very, very crazy. Now, it's going to depend on how good Blaber does. Maybe there's something to do with Cloud9 of why he's not able to perform internationally. Maybe he needs a new look as far as coaching staff. Maybe he needs a new look as far as team. Maybe he needs a new look in terms of just environment. Maybe he just needs a new setting, and I definitely think it would at least be worth a shot. Now, obviously, it could not work out. It is kind of a big risk Team Liquid would be taking there, but I think bringing back Santorin is a big risk too, because who knows if you're even going to be able to play him, and you know, how much more does Team Liquid want to be playing Armeo in the regular season or in the spring finals or in big moments? So that is why I actually think this makes a lot of sense. Yes, this would mean moving on from Tactical and Santorin, 2 players that have got them to where they are. But again, coming off a year where you didn't win the spring title or the summer title, I think it might be time to make some big changes. Team Liquid obviously has a very, very talented roster. They have 2 of the best players in all of North America in Alphari and Core JJ. They just need to find, you know, the pieces around them that are going to be consistent, that are going to be there. And maybe it's Blaber, maybe it's not. But when I'm looking at all the different possibilities, all the different options, who's going to be available, I think Blaber's going to need a team. I think Team Liquid's going to need a jungler. And again, there are some rumors floating around. Applehead is talking about these things. It is at least one of the possible situations and scenarios. Again, it's probably way too early to tell about any of this. And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying, oh, be looking out for this. I'm not saying Blaber's kicked, Santorin's kicked, anything like that. I don't know what the title of this video is going to be. It might be that, but I am saying to at least keep this on your radar, to know that in the, you know, probably hundreds of possibilities out there, there is a world where we see TL Blaber in 2022, and I think it's at least, you know, discussing, because I think it does make some sense on paper. Now, it'd be very, very risky. I don't know how it would work out, but I do know that the TL and Cloud9 rosters right now aren't necessarily sure things either, so, you know, it would potentially be possible to get a different look and maybe something different happen, because again, I don't know how NA is going to do at Worlds this year. I know there's a lot of people who are hyped up and excited for 100 Thieves or TL or Cloud9, but being realistic, it's probably not going to end well, and our teams are probably going to be looking to make some big changes in this next coming offseason, and TL Blaber would absolutely be that. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Do you think Team Liquid Blaber would be a good idea, or who do you think Team Liquid should get in the jungle? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to Tip Today and all my latest content. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.